Okay, so here it is. The things we discussed yesterday, and we are switching to servers today. Okay, so where we are connecting and disconnecting, I will tell. Okay, so we discussed about operating system, okay, and architecture, and two different type of operating system, SOS and NOS. Simple operating system, network operating system. Simple operating system means it's like a desktop operating system. Your Windows 10 Ubuntu desktop, not Ubuntu server. Ubuntu, two things are there: Ubuntu desktop, Linux Mint. Okay, so Mac OS. So it is not written here, so I will put it here. Your Mac OS. Mac OS. So this Mac OS is by Apple, and it is used for a desktop only, not for a server purpose. Okay, so Mac OS, Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 11, these are all desktop operating system. Okay, network operating systems are there: server operating system, Windows Server 2022, 22 is the latest one, 2019, 2016, Linux, Unix. Okay, so these are all basically basically server operating system. So what is the server operating system? Okay, yeah. So what is server operating system? Server operating system support server-based applications like a Tomcat application, or maybe Exchange server. Mail server is a Exchange server application, Zimbra application. Okay, MS SQL server application, and there is a servers having a built-in certain features are there, built-in features are the built-in packages are there, built-in features are packages, because Linux also we are talking, right? So packages are there, so which we can able to make a server provide a services, server provide a service, that's we are going to explain. Okay, so different type of servers are based on their services, like a DHCP server, DNS server, authentication server, active directory server, domain controller, VPN, web server. Okay, application server, file server, proxy server, VPN server, already told. Okay, remote desktop server, deployment server, mm, network policy server, like that. So there is a lot of servers are there, database servers. So I didn't add that one. So database servers. Okay, so different type of servers. Mail servers, yeah, mail server is written here. So mail servers. So these are a different type of server. Server purpose is to serve the services to the network. Means only one single server can able to serve the services to the multiple client systems. But desktop operating system used for a general purpose. What are the general purpose? You can run application, desktop based application, data processing, and programming, gaming, web browsing, playing games, okay, audio, video things, and also it is like a client for a server. Like a my PC is a DHCP client, DNS client, web related. I'm doing web browsing means web client, mail client. Okay, my desktop is a mail client. So with the installation of mail client software like Outlook. Okay, so from my desktop, I'm accessing a services from the server. From the server, server is providing a services. That is important. Next, in the operating system again, so single user, single task operating system, multi-user, multitasking operating system. Okay, single user multitasking. Single user single task means it's more like a DOS operating system. Means only one single command prompt is there. Only one task we can able to do it. Only one user can able to log in. So single user multitask is like a Windows operating system. So only one single user can able to log in at a time, either in a physically or remotely. Only one Only one user can log in at a time. Okay. Next one, multitask. I can run multiple things. I'm running a web browser, this PowerPoint presentation, WhatsApp application, another web browser, right? So multiple tasks I'm doing. So that is a example is Windows operating system is a single user multitasking. Multi-user multitasking means multiple users can able to log into a system either directly or remotely also. Okay. So I will tell you it is what is the meaning of that one. Maybe some people don't understand because they never seen the Linux. So that's the problem. Okay, okay. So this is my Linux server. I have a users, user 1, user 2, user 3 like this. So for example, user 1 is login here. And similarly, user 2 can also log in the same PC physically at a time. Not required to log out from the user 1. Not required to log out from the user 1. And user 3 login from remotely. For example, this is a remote PC. Through network, I can log into this Linux with this user 3. Okay, from remotely. So either directly or remotely, I can able to access. Like this, remotely, so many people can able to log in. Remotely, through network, people can able to log into same Linux PC remotely, easily. Okay, physically means they have to change the terminal, so then they can log in. So one PC, both physically and remotely, when directly go to the system or through network, so they can log in multiple users. And of course, multiple tasks also we can able to run in a Linux and Unix operating system. Okay, so remaining is real-time operating system, but is a mobile operating system. You know, there is a one common question. Already I told this guys. Interview questions not only stick to the particular technical points, also it is the most common things also they will ask. So know what you know. That is first important. Okay. Know what you don't know is a secondary. Know what you know is important, means knowing about yourself, knowing about your system, knowing about your technology you are already learned. Already you learn, knowing about your project, knowing about your village, knowing about things happening in generally, right? So knowing about yourself, knowing already you know, knowing about yourself. I'm not saying it is it's itself, it is also knowing it is, right? So the point is knowing what you know. Make sure clearly you can able to present it. Learn what you don't know. So that's another point. Like you don't know about networking, you don't know about Outlook, you don't know about something like server or Active Directory server. That is learning. Okay, that is new learning again. So you have a mobile phone. I will give you an example. You have in your hand you have a mobile phone. What is your mobile phone operating system? What company it is? What model it is? What processor it is? Okay, what kind of processor it is? What is operating system? It is Android or iOS. Okay, what is the version of that one? What is the name of it? You know, for example, uh, I call one girl as a lollipop. Why? Because she is using a very old mobile phone, Android version, I think 5. The 5 version called a lollipop, 6 version called a marshmallow. Okay, so it's like sugar candies related names, right? So it's just funny, right? Like that. Even Mac OS people are there. I'm using a Apple laptop, Mac OS, like that. So I don't use it. Okay, so I don't like it. But Mac OS is different names are there for a Mac OS. Okay, knowing about things, what you are having, what you knowing it, that is very important. So try to understand that. Okay, so this is what we are discussed one first point in a morning, and next we discussed about a Windows 10 features. Okay, and also I told about where is the recovery option. Why I told about recovery option for a troubleshooting. This is the important for Windows 10 troubleshooting part. How to go to recovery option kind of stuff. Different editions of Windows 10, Home, Pro, and Enterprise. Okay, so and also we discussed about the minimum requirements to install Windows 10. What is upgradation, migration, activation, and architecture. So last is these things we should do it. So I will search where is already I told where is Windows commands. I think already I shared last time. Okay, operating system part 1 I shared. Okay, so then yeah, Windows 10 commands I shared it. Okay, compulsory go through, guys. It is compulsory, and also I have shared a work group and domain kind of explanation along with the practical. So check it once if it is nothing. Okay, also we have to discuss about registry services, boot processing, and all. Okay, and important is BitLocker technology is one of the most common question. Like you learn about Windows 10, you know about Windows 10. So question is about a BitLocker. And another question is BSOD. What is a blue screen of death? Most common question. What is a boot processing? You know about hardware and operating system means boot processing. The next one is blank screen or a black screen kind of stuff. So very important troubleshooting plus feature like a BitLocker. Okay, these three are belongs to troubleshooting issues, and this is a feature in a Windows 10. Yes, but I'm already I told yesterday, so I'm going to discuss about servers and services. Okay, so we are going to discuss about a server and services. Why I told yesterday, and one there is a two important things are there. So to discuss the previous classes. Okay, so one is to revise yesterday's. Second one is making a connectivity between where we stop, because where are we stop here, it is about a operating system. So to connect this part to here, I went to this place. Okay, guys, when you are seeing like here it is, few things are important. One is peer to peer. Guys, are you able to hear clearly? Okay, up to now.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, the first one is there is a few definitions are very important, guys. It is what is peer to peer. What is peer to peer is a work group model. What is a work group model again? Okay, so here I am, yeah, work group model we can able to draw here. Not I'm not putting work group model, just a small diagram as it is in the picture. No, it's okay, like no column. Guys, first of all, what is the peer to peer? Peer to peer means, see, very simple. If you have a two or more systems, simply I'm taking two systems first. This is my system. Okay, this is my system. Actually, can take a symbols, like a last class we have taken a computer symbol, printer symbol kind of stuff. Okay, and they are connected. So do not think it is a bus topology, guys. Do not think it is a bus topology. It is a symbolic representation of systems are connected in the network. Actually, I draw a switch kind of stuff or a hub, and we are connected to hub. Okay, so that is also a correct one, but this is also correct one. So if you are showing like this, it is a symbolic representation of the devices are connected in the network. It's very simple representation, right? devices. These two devices are connected in the network. It does not mean I follow the bus topology. Okay, it does not mean I follow the bus topology. Yes, here it is a PCA. This is a PCB. PCA and PCB. Now what happened here? It is, for example, PCA having a small folder. PCA contains something folder like a data one directory is there. Okay. Data one directory is there. So directory. It contains some files. Now PCB want to access the data. Now what happens here? PCA act like a server. PCA act like a server and PCB act like a client. That's the problem with this. PCA act like a server in this particular instance, but not dependent. Compulsory depend on this one kind of stuff is not there. And it is act like a client. That is also temporary. It is not required always be a client. So PCB is not a client, PCA is not a server exactly, but in this particular time, okay, so PCA having a data, PCB accessing data, so that represent server client, but not permanent, because it is playing blank every time. Internet problems. I'll check my speed also, guys. Check it. So slowly I have to leave this Microsoft Teams also. Again, I have to switch back to Google Meet. Actually, for your batch, I want, yes, my internet speed is also not very high speed. But it is okay. More than 30 is much better. It is around 40. And this is also important, right? So the speed is small. That's a network related one from my side and maybe on my PC side also. Okay. Okay. So if in case, just in case, for example, this PC is connected with a printer. This PC is just connected with a printer. Okay. This is printer. Now PCA want to access the printer through PCB. PCA want to access the printer through PCB. So like this is symbolically, I want to access the printer through PCB. Okay, so PCB will give you authentication for a printing purpose. Okay, will give authentication for printing purpose. So I will send a request to PCB. Okay, and it will give you authentication for accessing printer. Okay, so now it is PCB is giving print service and PCA is accessing. Then the server client model will be interchange. Server become client, client become server. So there is no permanent server or a permanent client it is. Okay, so like this. Okay. One second, guys. Okay. Sorry. Where are we? Yes, this is a peer-to-peer. Very simple it is. There is no server client bonding, but in the particular instance, so there are accessing. Okay, so these are all because it depends upon thing. So we'll access the service or a small service or information or a communication. So they will do it. Okay, so Pearson, sorry, it is a simple work group model. I didn't write in a work group model, but it is a kind of working model. It share information, data, resources between two or more systems without centralization. So there is a no centralization kind of stuff, no centralized control. Okay. Next, the system act like a server or other like a client in a particular instance only. Next one is server and client model. So guys, always remember server provide a service and client access the service. So in this one, in this first one is a peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer means it's a work group model. It is a kind of work group type only, but still when you say work group, other model become different. Okay, so that's why we don't rest on more on a work group model. It is a peer-to-peer means it's individual pieces act according to it. Okay, so it's individual pieces. Okay, they are connected through the network and they communicate and share information or a data kind of stuff. Okay. This is I'm removing so for a space purpose. Okay, like this. Already I told what I told, so I am putting in network. All are in the network. The representation of a systems in the network not required. Star topology to write. Okay. Okay. So this is, for example, this is my server. For example, server A. So this is my PC1. For example, this server is a web server. This server is a web server. This it provide a web service. It provide a web service. I am accessing web service from server. So I want to open a web server. Like I want to access the website from here. I will access. So PC2 want to access the web server. It will access. PC3 want to access the web server. So it will access. It means server A providing web services. These are web clients. So these are all web clients. So this is the model, we call it as a server and client model. What is server and client model? Server provide a service. Client access the service. So server providing web service, client accessing web service. Server providing DHCP service, client accessing DHCP client service. Sorry. So clients are DHCP clients. Okay, sorry. Web server providing web server. So web clients, the clients are web clients, not permanent clients. It's not like the person who is accessing web server, that is a web client. Okay, so server providing a service, client accessing service. DHCP providing IP addresses. The DHCP client access the web service. Sorry, IP addresses. Okay, so this is how to understand. So I draw like this to understand. I'm accessing a printer from PCB. Okay, so this is what we are difference between peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer is it's a simple sharing information between two systems, two or more systems. But server client is not like that. It's a specific service. A specific service is providing and accessing two different entities. So for example, here same example, web server having a web pages so provided through web services. Client means your web browser access the web pages from the web server. Guys, always remember one important point, it is always remember the important point is okay. Server provide a service, client access the service. That's the point I said, but here it is a small difference is there. Guys, server never give anything to the client directly. Okay, yeah, it's in a it's a kind of thing. It is server having a service, but it won't give you directly. You have to ask client request for the service. I have to request web page. I have to request DHCP request. I have to do a DHCP related request. I have to do DNS related request. I have to do authentication request. I have to do VPN connection request. So I'm the client. So client requests for a service to the server. Server send a response to the client. Response means so depends upon service availability, authentication, authorization. So in a different factors, it will send a response. Either it will give you service or maybe it will tell you no service. Okay, so that is the thing, guys. Okay, peer to peer and client and server. So if you are not satisfied in case of you are not satisfied with this definition and you want more explanation, you can also search in YouTube or any place. You can try. Okay, and understanding is important. Okay, not a definitions and or anything. Okay, so peer to peer and server client. This is the important. So this is very simple. Server and clients. Here it is. There is no server, no client, no centralized access kind of stuff. Okay. So in this one, I added two more things. Here it is. What is a work group and a domain? So the work group and domain definitions are also very important to understand. But here it is not, it is jumping into work group and domain. Here it is a work group and domain. But this is about a server based on the services. Okay. So server is called as a server. So server is a server, right? All right. Why we should call it as a server again? So thing is like this, guys. Point is, if you're calling a server as a server, so this is a server. So how to call this is a server? It is based on the what service it is providing. So last classes I told your router is act like a DHCP server. That is the router only, right? But it is act like a DHCP server. So what is your DHCP server? My router is my DHCP server because I got an IP address from DHCP server, which is actually my router only. See it is the router is a device actually to make a communication between internal network to external network. Okay, intra networking device, inter networking device. Sorry, inter networking device. It is only networking device, but it is also a my DHCP server. It is also a my DNS server. It is also a default gateway. So we call something as a server based on its services. For example, there is a machine. There is a machine which is giving us a web service. So that is called a web server. There is a machine which is giving a file related service, like I can upload and download a files from it. So that is a file server, FTP server. DHCP server, dynamic host configuration protocol. Dynamic host configuration protocol, not control protocol. Dynamic host configuration protocol. Okay, port number is 6768. Guys, compulsory. Last class I told port numbers compulsory by heart it. You just try to remembering it. Okay, if in case you are not getting it, so by heart it also no problem. Okay, so few port numbers are very important, so that's why I'm forcing on it. So here in this one also it is covered HTTP, HTTPS 8443, FTP 2021. Some protocols having two, some protocols having one. DNS, domain name system. Okay, so for example, I'm opening a web page. I'm opening a website. I'm getting the reply, but original communication is IP addresses, right? So I don't know the IP address of youtube.com, but how can I communicate? Because of DNS server. Okay, authentication. So normally we are authenticate like a username password you are giving, that is called a authentication. You are giving username password to login. It means you are providing credentials. You are providing credentials to enter into the mail or anything. So like right. So similarly, to control hundreds of computers in the network. Okay, so their users login, use Active Directory services from Microsoft. It is a Microsoft Windows service. Okay, Active Directory. The server name is domain controller. Okay, which provide authentication when user is log into the client PCs. WDS service, Windows deployment service. So we can install operating system into multiple servers, multiple PCs. WDS service. Mail servers which provide a mail communication, SMTP, POP3, IMAP protocols we use it, and different applications are we are using for a mail server. Example, MS Exchange server, okay, which is Microsoft related. Zimbra is another server. Lot of servers, Coral Mail, Tomcat, like so many are there. VPN servers to connect remotely to our infrastructure. Virtualization server. What is virtualization server? Nowadays, we are all using a cloud computing, right? The cloud computing base infrastructure part is one of the part is virtualization. Virtualizing the storage, virtualizing the servers. So we can able to create virtualizing the applications. So we can able to create your own virtual machines in the cloud based on the base virtualization platform. Without virtualization, there is no cloud computing. Very simple to understand. Okay, so virtualization servers like a hypervisors, Microsoft Hyper-V server, VMware, vSphere server, Citrix Zen servers, Proximox, Red Hat, Red Hat Enterprise Virtualization. These are a virtualization server. Storage servers, NAS, SAN kind of storages. Okay. So these are the protocols. These protocols. Okay. So database servers. I didn't add this one. Database server means Oracle DB server. Example, Oracle DB server. Database server, Oracle database server. MS SQL server, Microsoft SQL server. Microsoft SQL server. MS SQL server. MySQL server. MariaDB. So many are there. These are the database servers which provide a database services. You can store the data in the form of tables in the database servers, and we can retrieve the tables and we can connect the tables to any application. So this is a servers based on the services. Servers based on their services. But we can call certain things as a server sometimes. Okay, that is a bad thing. Not like that, guys. So if you install a operating system, okay, so how to make a server? It is very simple. It is depends upon a hardware and installation of operating system and the service what it is providing. But important is in the out of that one, service is very important. The important thing is service is important. Based on the service, we call that one is a particular server. That is important. Not operating system, not hardware. For example, I installed a 2019 server from Microsoft. These are all server operating system released into market. Okay, Windows servers, Microsoft Windows Server operating systems. There are NT 2000, 2003, 2008, 2008 R2, 2012, 2012 R2, 2016, 2019, 2022. 22 is the latest one. Okay, so what we are telling is, for example, you have taken a PC, install a Windows Server 2019 in it. Then it is a Windows Server 2019 server. It is very simple. It makes a server. You install a server operating system, then it is automatically a server. But what it will do, you are not install any services inside. You didn't install any service, no Active Directory service, no DHCP service, no DNS service, no VPN service, or no routing services, no deployment service, nothing, not a web services also not installed. What is the use of that server? Nothing, just nothing. Okay, so server means it should provide a service, otherwise it's not even a server. That's very simple to understand. Okay, by installing a operating system, we can call that one as a server, but not always it is exactly a server. But based on OS, we can call that one as a server. That's it. Okay, not use. And you install a Red Hat operating system, which is Linux based operating system, Linux server. Install Red Hat Enterprise Linux or CentOS, Fedora, Divine, SUSE, Ubuntu server. So we can call that one as a Linux servers. Or a Unix based operating system, you install Unix servers. IBM based OS you install in a IBM PCs. So that is IBM servers, mainframe servers. That is a server only, but what service it is providing, that is very important. And I put a star marks for a Microsoft Hyper-V server. That is also server. Actually, it is providing virtualization service. Okay, so this is a based on OS, other based on a hardware. Guys, as I told, normal desktops. This is a normal desktops. Normal desktops required infrastructure as per the normal early, because I am using a laptop and I am using the laptop. That's very simple. It is okay. No one is accessing my laptop any data or any other services from like through network, right? So through network, no one is accessing my desktop. I'm using because I'm the client-based OS, workstation OS, okay, desktop OS. So it is, I'm using the services. I'm not providing any services. No one is accessing my services. But in a server client model, server provide a service to multiple client, means multiple clients are accessing the services, means server hardware must be little higher than a regular desktop. So obviously we are using i5, i3, i7 processor. In a server side, they use Xeon processor. Okay, like that. You want a word like this is the Xeon processor from Intel. So they choose a Xeon processor. Different models are there. So based on their requirement, so they will choose it. So you can try like this. Okay, it is a multi-core processor, very strong. It withstand 24 hours, 365 days of running. Okay, so that is more capable than a regular desktop. So normally desktop used in a one day time, right? So a morning I started, night I will close it. But in a server 24/7, it should be run. Okay. This is at in a different servers are there. I said as this one, so different servers are there. I will show you the picture wise. Tower server. Tower server is look like a regular desktop like this. Okay, tower servers look like a regular desktop, but internal hardware is different. So large motherboard, multi processors. We can able to put 2, 3 processor. We can able to put it in a on a motherboard. Okay, connectivity, RAID connectivity, like this. There is a about few things. Okay, so this is C can able to connect a hard disk and remove the SCSI hard disk from it. Okay, you can purchase tower servers like it is a cost is around 70 to 1 lakh 2 lakh rupees, depends upon the servers. Okay, this is the picture of tower servers are look like. Next one is, or you can go to images also. So you can go to images. There you can find. You can see Lenovo thick system. Okay, so 1 lakh, 1,85,000. This is not tower. It is a rack server. It's a kind of rack server. Tower servers. Just I want to go to rack server. So guys, these are a rack servers. So it's a straightforward. So I will show you that rack server also. See it is somewhere it is written. It's a rack server. Okay, watch 3D tour how it is look like, and also you can try it. Try Google and you will find lot of things. There's a specifications. One socket only it is contains. It is a 6-core processor is there, E222200, and it is memory size support up to 128 GB. 4 slots are there. Okay. Up to 128 GB means 4 slots, 32, 32, 32, 32. Like that, 4 RAMs you can able to insert it. Okay. And we can insert 4 3.5-inch hard disk, normal SATA hard disk, hard swap hard disk. We can put it 2.5 SATA or a SAS disk. We can put it 10 2.5 SSDs, SATA, SAS, SCSI hard disk. We can able to put it. RAID supporting hardware is there. Multiple RAID configurations also possible. Okay, and how many 1 GB port enabled, dedicated manageable, means totally 3 are there. Okay, so PCS slots like this. So configuration is big one. So it is a tour of guidelines. So how it is look like, how to connect it. So it is a monitor connector, USB connector, USB connector. Okay, this is if you want to modify anything or you want to get it anything. So I think it is not came with your any server operating system. The total after instant saving, it is 83,999. But you purchase this one. Yeah, it comes with by default 4 GB RAM, 1 terabyte of SSD, but you can add few things. So if you're adding, cost increases. Okay, by your additionals, cost increases. Okay, the servers, blade servers, rack servers. Okay, blade servers also there. Then we'll see rack servers, tower servers, edge servers, like this. So guys, next one is a blade servers. See, it is a chassis. It contains a multiple blades in it. For a storage, different places you can see. So it contains a multiple. So fiber channels, Ethernet coverage, how many are given? But I want to represent in a pictorial manner only. Okay, so I think you got this understand. This is a rack server. See how is inserting into this rack. Okay, different advantages are, guys. If you want, you can try to check it. What is the difference between tower server, rack server, and blade servers? So this is a data centers. These are all data centers only. These are all data centers only. So this is the rack server. But this is what he is inserting. Look at here. This is called a blade. Guys, this blade is a small size, is right? Even though it is a one single system, one computer, how you look at a one computer, there is a motherboard and a hard disk or SSD, network connections, power connections, RAMs, processor, everything is there. Everything is in this single blade only. If you take this one, same thing. If you take a tower, same thing. So there is no difference in it. Only this size is different. The way of connectivity is different. It is rack servers. We are putting single racks in it. This is the blade server. The blade server contains blades like this. Okay. So simply a data center meaning is, what is a data center? So that's always a question will be there. Try to find what is data center. What is data center? Because lot of people, those who like not as a job, people like it. This thing as the work like a networking engineer, server engineers. So people like it. Usually actually we will get a big job or big kind of stuff. Instead of thinking about a salary and all, some people really like networking, servers, routers, switches, data centers. Okay, so if anybody is having a more interested to know about a data center, try to search about it, guys. What is a data center? Data center contains servers, rack servers, and blade servers. Okay, the blade servers, it's a different server hardware is there. Networking related is there, like a routers, switches, fiber channel switches, fiber channels, fiber channel cables, UTP or STP. I didn't explain about it, but just try it. Okay, fiber channel connections, UTP, STP cables. Okay, power supplies. SAN storages, storage, whatever it is, the storage related things like a different words I'm writing, guys, so don't worry about what it is. So SAN type of storages, NAS type of storages, iSCSI, okay, iSCSI storages, RAID implementation of RAID levels, okay, or LVM. Okay, these are all there. Power supply, cooling system. Like this. This is physical infrastructure, means giving a power supply, networking, but So servers, network, and storage devices are in the data centers. So compulsory check how to maintain all these things, monitoring of data centers, data center monitoring. I'll put it here. So one more, very good, data center monitoring. Try to search what is data center monitoring, what are the factors you will monitor while you are monitoring data center. Okay. So that's it. I think you got the point, guys. Understand what are I try to say?
Yes, sir.
Already I forward this PPT. So, but I'm creating new one, right? So that is next one is work group and domain. What is work group? What is domain? We are going to discuss after the break because it's already 12 o'clock. Okay. So after break, we'll discuss about a work group and domain. So if you are having a time meanwhile, then you can also go once what it is, the names and all. Otherwise, I will explain. So we'll go into next after break, work group and domain. What is active directory? What is active directory? And what is work group? What is domain kind of stuff? Okay. That is first I will explain. Next I will explain about what is DHCP server. What is a DNS server? Okay. And here it is. I think I revised that IP address part here. How to check the IP address, how to configure the IP address. Okay, those kind of stuff is here. And this is about a DNS. We'll see how much we can able to cover after break. So next one is our group and domain. Now just guys take a break. Come back at 12:15. Okay. So take it 15 minutes break. So 5 minutes plus or minus no problem, but compulsory rejoin. Okay.